So all week long, I heard on social media about how this week's college football slate was really bad. Not a lot of good games, gonna go apple picking instead or what have you. But it's always these kind of weeks where the most chaos and carnage happens, and that's exactly what happened on Saturday. Alabama, fresh off that win over Georgia last week, having everybody sing their praises all week. They go to Nashville for what is basically a free home game on the road. 75% Alabama fans in the stands, and they lose to Vanderbilt. I mean, really? Vandy? You've got to be kidding me. Yeah, they lost to Vanderbilt, and this wasn't some fluky thing where Alabama kept making a bunch of mistakes or Vanderbilt kept getting a bunch of fluky plays to go their way or where Vanderbilt pulled out a bunch of trick plays. Vanderbilt straight up outplayed and outcoached Alabama all night. At the end of the game, Vanderbilt's offensive line was pushing Alabama's defensive front around. Think about that for a second. Vanderbilt was pushing Alabama around. That can't happen if you're Kalen DeBoer. Nick Saban never had something like that happen once he got it going. Right? They lost to Louisiana Monroe in his first year, but Saban took over a fairly mediocre program that was in some disarray. DeBoer took over a dynasty. There's a bit of a difference here. And back to the game for a second. Vanderbilt had the ball for 42 minutes. 42! That's 70% of the game. Alabama only had the ball for 18 minutes. That's about a 2.5 to 1 time of possession advantage. And Kane Womack, Alabama's defensive coordinator, got thoroughly out-schemed. Alabama's defense looked lost all game. All game. Whenever they needed to get a big stop, they couldn't do it. Alabama couldn't stop Vanderbilt. Mighty Alabama couldn't stop Vanderbilt. Vandy went 12 of 18 on third downs. And their quarterback, Diego Pavia, throwing the ball was 16 of 20. 80% completion rate. Alabama's defense was as bad as I've seen it in a long time. It was awful. Straight up awful. No other way to put it. It was terrible. I'd call it garbage, but you know what? That'd be a massive insult to garbage. And garbage doesn't deserve that. That was pathetic from Alabama defensively. They looked confused. Was it and to do that after you beat Georgia? Just an absurd, comical turn of events for Alabama and Kalen DeBoer. A movie script couldn't have been written any crazier than that. I mean, really? That shouldn't be possible. To go from beating Georgia to losing to Vandy? Really? Oh, Alabama. Wow. Credit Vanderbilt. They played very well. I mean, they deserved to win that game. They were the better team on Saturday. And another crazy thing. Alabama never led. Not for a single second did Alabama have the lead in that game. I mean, that's incredible. That is incredible. Alabama going an entire game against Vanderbilt without having the lead once. Not once. Not for a single second did Alabama have a lead. That was not a fluke, y'all. It wasn't some like barrage of trick plays from Vandy. Vanderbilt's offense just made Alabama's defense look confused all game. Right? And Alabama gets within 5 with like 2.5 minutes to go. And you're thinking, oh boy, Vanderbilt's going to get a little too conservative and Alabama's going to get back and win the game. Alabama never saw the ball again because they couldn't get a damn stop. It was horrible. Horrible. Again, credit Vanderbilt, but Alabama's defense, my goodness. Y'all have some work to do before y'all play the likes of Tennessee and LSU down the road.